What is up, party people? Jack Biggadu, the Hood Sommelier, and today I want to welcome y'all to the Cookout. Why the Cookout? But the Cookout because the word need a little bit of cookout in their life. I wanted to have something together with my friends and other minority influencers on YouTube that are out here doing it in the same spirit industry, and spirit that I have. They love people, they put in good work, and I wanted them to have a platform to close this Black History Month for us to actually have a place where we can talk. What better way as minority people we have to talk about our problem, our success, brag about everything else, and even the spade bragging right only happens at the cookout. So put your grilling shoes on, bring your uncles, bring your aunties, and everybody else, and let's show up to the cookout. The one thing I will ask you is if you're here right now, make sure you share this live with your other darker friend and bring them in and let's talk about it. This wouldn't happen without two people that we actually I want to thank. The first person I want to thank is in the right corner. Yeah, right corner here of our page is the Suya guys. Suya guys are a kitchen that provide authentic African suya experience to the people all around the United States. They were gracious enough to provide the food of the cookout. And I want to thank Liz from the Pull Up card game that was gracious also enough to actually power this event that we have. But I brought in my friends, my people, to come discuss and chat and drink and talk to us about things that happen in the industry. I'll be asking questions. If you have questions, make sure you put in a comment. If you want your question to be prioritized, any super chat question, any donation with a question will be the one that will be prioritized before we want to anything. If you're on Facebook, make sure you actually like and share. And if you're on Twitter, enjoy. The first person I'm going to bring up is Mr. TikTok himself, the man, the legend, the one that everybody, Mr. Click him and drink him, he's called, or how I know him, Jones, man. What's up, brother? Hold on, I think I have you on mute. Sorry. Unmute yourself. No, you muted yourself. Unmute yourself.
Myself.
Yeah.
See,
What's up, man?
I just got to the cookout, and you already muting me, man. Everybody know I'm the drunk uncle, but you ain't got to mute the drunk
Yeah,
uncle.
you know, I'm surprised you didn't bring your short shorts, the slippers, and everything else.
My caddy outside. My caddy outside right now. Purr. What's up, man?
Right. All right. It's a cookout. We're going to get silly. We're going to get crazy. Mr. Click him and drink him himself is here. And I'm going to bring in my second guest. The man, the myth, the legend. On this Bourbon Street, he's known as the judge. And he don't take no crap from nobody. He is the judge himself. What's up, Judge?
What's up, Jack? How you doing, family? What's going on?
Man, it's the cookout, so I'm feeling good. I'm doing good. I'm ready to get liquored up. I'm ready to talk some smack and have a good time. That's little.
Likewise, man. Hey, appreciate you bringing us all together, man. This is gonna be a blast.
Yeah, this is family. The family's gonna be here. We're gonna get crazy, and we're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna bring on the rowdies. You know, at every cookout, you got the kids that are starting some smack, talking shit, always running around where your auntie gotta tell them, you know, just keep going in and out of the house. Okay, you either in or you're out, but just don't go in and out of the house. They're the rowdies. They're the people starting the spade table is in the corner. They're gonna start some shit on the spade table. Let's welcome what we drinking. The trio. They're like triplets that annoying everybody in the family.
What's good, man? Hey, we a pleasure to have us here. You know what I mean? To be a part of this. I see that you already clowning us like on how to be the player.
Introduce us like babies.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, y'all are baby's kid.
Y'all look like
y'all
for sure. Picture. You know what I mean?
Y'all for sure are baby's kid. I know y'all. Don't act like we just met today. I know exactly who y'all is. So I'm gonna let people know immediately who y'all are before.
Right, I feel that. Hey man, look, we're just happy to be here. I know this is our first time we ever meeting with Judge and man, Jones, man. Look, it's a pleasure to be with y'all, brother, man. I'm looking forward to this. The cookout, we talk about this all the time on our channel, man. So it's just a pleasure to finally do one like this. This is special for us.
Honor and the pleasure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Man, you got the caddy sitting on votes.
Yeah.
Sitting pretty out there. I'm talking about with the mayonnaise and mustard on the outside.
Yeah. But there is what I like to call the middle ground. The aunties, the uncle and auntie that did really well in their life. They only come visit the hood every now and then. And when there's the cookout, they come in to say hello to the people, and then they're gonna go back to live in the suburb. So they're called the Black Bourbon family. Let's bring on Mr. Jason himself. I don't know. What's your better half, Jason? I think you're muted. You muted, Jason.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you.
Well, wait. Why we gotta be the bougie suburban?
Hey, look at him. Somebody look at him and call you out, man.
It's some Oxford shirts you be wearing in your channel, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's what y'all done scared Brandy away. She said, "Look, if this gonna be the cookout, I'm gonna treat it like the cookout. I say what's up to the fellas, and I let y'all do y'all thing together."
I was just hoping that she gonna be the voice of reason in this whole evening, and nope. You know what? Tell her already. I'm disappointed. And I'm about to shun her out of the family, and she's getting no to go plate. No to go plate.
No, she already told me to bring her something home. She already told me.
So if you hear, I'll give everybody a minute. The one thing I wanted to bring on the cookout is I could have brought you some feather bones, some burgers, but who want all that? No one wants all that. So I decided to have this cookout straight in Africa. Okay, in this Black History Month, I wanted to attach you directly to your ancestors. So I brought you the number one food that when you walk into an African home, that's how they greet you. It works well with bourbon. I've used it in Afrofusion. All the white folks then loved it. So I thought, what's the better way to have a cookout than to make sure that I bring in the man himself, the expert on the grill, your African uncle himself. He called himself the suya guy. So I wanted to bring him in. Does everybody have their suya? I have my suya right here. Everybody got their suya.
Got the plate on deck
right here, no doubt.
You gotta have the pepper. You gotta have the pepper on your suya, and you gotta have the meat. And I'm telling you, you may not, if you don't like raw onion, this is the time for you to put raw onion in your suya right here. If you look at your food right now, you got the meat. You put the meat, you drop it in some raw onion, you have a little bit of your pepper. Boom. That's how it goes.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, look, what we do, like you said, we wild child. So, we couldn't do a cookout without really doing some cookout food. So, no, we had to add the collard greens and some potato salad with it. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's why I can't take you on nowhere.
Solo cups ready.
All your ancestors are growing in the grave right now. All your ancestors are growing in the grave because they expect you to have some good suya to help y'all. But I will bring out the man himself. If you guys are eating this food, this is the man behind the food. I wanted to bring him in to really help y'all understand that we have, as minority business owner, as minority creator, we got other people adjacent to the whiskey industry or the spirit industry that actually are doing amazing thing. As you can see, he put the food through UPS and bring it to you. So I wanted him to have a moment to talk to us so y'all can know exactly who's the person behind the meat, right? The grill master himself, your favorite African uncle, is in the house. What's up, man?
Yo. What's going on, my man?
Not much.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for letting me, I just feel like I'm part of the family already, man. This is lovely. You guys
this is family. This is family. You are part of the family.
It's an actual pleasure to be here to celebrate Black History Month, but just be with brothers that are doing things right. This is really really great, and I appreciate the opportunity. So as Jack said, can I just keep talking, or
Go ahead. The floor is all
so,
yours.
yeah,
You are the uncle.
yeah, that's right. African uncle, call me that. So my name is AK, and I'm one of the owners of Suya Guys. And essentially, if you haven't had Suya before, so this is as Jack said, this is African street food. Like if you and it doesn't matter what class you are, right? Everybody eats this stuff, right? You come home from work, you want to hang out with your boys, you stop by, the Suya joint, they make it there for you live, different kinds of Suya. Now you can have beef, turkey, chicken, in different things. The key thing is the seasoning, right? The seasoning is a peanut based spicy seasoning, which you finish the meat off with. So typically it's made with an open fire. So you grill with charcoal and stuff. You get that smoky flavor that comes with it. It's spicy. It wakes up the nerves. Your eyes get cleared out. If you've been drinking, if you are drinking right now, it's a very good pair with bourbon, with beer, with wine, whatever it is. You're straight with it. So for us, it's a pleasure to be able to provide this outside just the Nigerian community, right? We want to have everybody enjoy this. This is Africa, right? You hear all these different stories, people talking left, right, but we are also creating jobs. We also entrepreneurs. We are making things happen. We are hiring people, right? This business for us started in actually. I'll give you the story was crazy because I like suya. Right? I eat a lot of suya. I love to grill. So the Cookout is a very good place for me to be here. I love to grill. For me, it's a happy place with just having my people. We're drinking, we're grilling. That for me. The joy I get from that is equivalent to buying me a freaking Range Rover. Right, it's the same thing for me. Yeah. And so, in 2020, I believe, my wife got me a grill for my birthday. So that's obviously when COVID started. So I'm home, the kids. I'm like, man, I need to do something to kind of get them to seem normal. So I will grill every day. Every day, I put something on there. And there's this guy I buy suya from all the time. All the time, I spend $100, $20. I buy it, and I eat the whole damn thing in the sitting. So I'm there. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make suya by myself, right? Let me try it out. So I tried a few renditions, with it, created my own seasoning, and people will come to my house and be like, "Yo," I'm like, "They try this out." I'm like, "Where did you make this?" Or sorry, where did you get this? I said, "I made it." They're like, "No, I don't believe you." I said, "Okay, if I charge you for it, will you pay for it?" They said yes, and boom, bro. For like 1 month, I'm running this stuff from my kitchen. So I'm making this stuff. People are coming to buy. I'm like, I have something here. And boom, that's how it started. So there was no master plan. It's just the pure passion for what you love to do, right? And we went out from there, and we are growing right now. We started from my kitchen to the garage to a few different places. Now I have a store, right? A storefront. In less than 2 years, we have 9 employees already, right? And we just grew that way. So this is really bringing Africa to you. We enjoy what we do. We are consistent with it. We put in the time, the passion, and the energy in there, and we are able to ship it across the country. Wherever you are, you can really enjoy it, right? We bring it out to you. You all have it right in front of you. You're tasting it. Give me feedback. Let me know what you think. But really, for us, it's a joy to be able to do this and bring it out to the people, So really, just let me know what your thoughts are. You have any questions or whatever? I'm here. Your uncle's right here right now, and I'm drinking too.
I'm gonna start with Judge. Judge, you seem like you've been smacking your lips, man. So I want to know what's happening. Well, are you enjoying this food? How are you feeling right now?
So two things. Number one, it's delicious, but I may have made a mistake I saw that seasoning packet, AK, and I threw it all on there. I am burning up. I am on fire, boy. Woo!
I know.
It's like drinking a whole bottle of Stag Junior and just chugging it.
No, your ancestors are talking to you. That's what you're feeling right
there. It's delicious though, man. It's real good. No doubt.
What we drinking? Here. But how you feeling about the food?
It's spicy. Got my nose sweating, but
Don't
to
don't
me,
don't embarrass us in public
that's
now.
what I
Stop
like though.
saying that.
When my nose is sweating, it's got some kick to it. It's
Right.
good.
Okay.
Good with the heat.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good. It's got a nice little smoky flavor to it too. But I
All
like the
right.
spice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
and
impressed.
you know one thing though, we can vary the heat, right? I'm able to vary the heat. However you like it, just let me know ahead of time, and we can adjust the heat for you. So we have like a no pepper at all, but you still get the taste and the flavor, but no the actual cayenne pepper that's in there. We can take that out. Then I can make it mild, medium, and then super hot, where you're gonna really talk to your ancestor right there. You will see them in front of you.
Oh.
Like,
All the smoke.
We
I
want
tell
all
people
the
don't if the
all the heat.
spiciness
Bring it.
is gone, it does not help anymore. It's no longer fun there because you need to be able to make faces when you that those are the things that really make you African. So you need to have water next to you, a little bit of liquor next to you, and it sets you up. Jones, what you thinking? What you thinking? How you feel?
So I had well, first of all, I'm losing. You can tell I'm losing my voice.
Yeah.
I literally just stepped off the plane to come to the cookout because I had to be here. So I haven't
Okay.
had a time to get into mine yet. But it keeps fine, right? I should be good because
Oh,
I'm playing.
that's what I'm saying. You just look at someone in the house and say, "Put this in the microwave for me for about 3 minutes, and let them bring it to you."
And let them get into it. Because
Yeah.
I had planned to have me a little cookout extension tomorrow because I've been
Oh,
gone.
okay, okay.
all right.
It's a Sunday. I'm gonna sit back and relax. And now I might not sip as much because this week, boy, has been. Do
Oh,
you
I
hear it?
saw what you were doing on I saw what you were doing on the internet, wilding, pouring
You
a
can hear
whole bottle
everything.
of
You can
Blanton.
hear every drink I had this week right here in my voice. It's
Man,
What do
coming
you call
out.
it, Jason? I see you were eating it. What's up?
Man, it's good, man. I like spicy stuff. And this is right on time. This is good
All
stuff.
right.
This is real good.
Now, the one thing y'all need to know is, AK, can you tell the people what's the best way for them to order? Like I said, it's hard. I like to say, as Black people, I even say as Black people, as an African American, the one thing that is harder is to know I can go do my DNA, my ancestry, and everything else, but what does my people eat, right? If I had to go to Africa today, what am I gonna eat? So suya is literally like he said, it's street food. It's like that McDonald's of that. That's what you enjoy. That's what I mean. Most people will tell you that they had their first date in high school in the suya guys like hangar, right? That's where you
right.
take your girl, you get some local beer or some liquor or some moonshine or some brukutu, and you have your suya next to you, and that's literally how you go on a date. Because the suya guy was the most affordable person he couldn't afford a restaurant at that time, but you can take your girl to the suya guy. So that's kind of what it is. Where can people get this suya? AK, can you tell them where they can get? I've already put the link underneath there for your
Right.
Facebook page. But what can you tell the people is the best way for them to reach out to you if they want to order this for a party or to have other people try?
Right. I appreciate that. So our website is being upgraded. So don't go there yet. But really on Instagram is probably our largest audience right now, and easiest way to do it. So just send us a DM over there on Instagram. You will get a response promptly. Either that or WhatsApp, right? So our number is also posted on Instagram, Facebook as well. We have that as well. So you go there, send us a message. You see our contact details are there. So you can call us, text us, email, WhatsApp. We'll be right there to be able to serve you. Right? The menu is
Uh,
up there as
if
well.
you have your phone right now, you can go on either the post I made or go on your IG. And if
Right.
you go on your IG, you can literally just see it. It's Suya Guys, not the Suya Guys, but Suya Guys. And
You
you
got-
see the sign right on the corner of the screen, right there on the corner of the screen of our screen. You have their sign, their logo right there on our screen is Suya Guys. So once you see that logo, just follow them on IG. And if you ever want to impress your friends or just have a good time in the house with other people and anybody else and want to try some African authentic African barbecue that you can call them, and they're fast, boy. 2 days. In
Right.
2 days, you got it at home.
And I'm also throw out a little thing right now for those on the Cookout. If they mention the Cookout as a source, they get a discount, right?
See,
right? If they mention the Cookout as a source, just tell them, you know what, I'm from the Cookout. We got you. They get a discount. I ain't decided how much yet, but you know what? I'm gonna make sure I throw some of them. You know, like it's a family order, right? A family order, family discount, right? So if they call me from there, Cookout, mention Cookout, I got you.
All right, so you heard it here first. If you call or you DM them and you mention that you heard about them on the Cookout, guess what? We give you the family hookup because we're blackity black, and that's what we do. So doesn't matter where you from, doesn't matter as long as you're I tell people all the time, boy, we're not different. We are not different. We are not different. It was the same thing that happened in Africa is the same thing that happened in America. The hookup started in Africa. So if you come in and say, hey, bud, yeah, I was on a Cookout, somebody said I need to come talk to you. That's all you gotta say. That's all you gotta say. He got you. AK, we're not gonna take you a long time. I know you out here working and you jumped on. I want to sincerely thank you for making sure all these influencers here had a chance. I will tell you right now, if y'all got a moment, do me a favor when we done with the Cookout, put a little something nice about Suya guys and tag them and let them know, let everybody and all your followers know that if they really want to be one with the ancestors, they need to be eating a little bit of suya and make sure that they really understand what's going on. If you're here right now, like I said, share this to your Facebook group, share this to your Black people group, or tell them we are having the Cookout with the best influencers, minority influencers in the game right now. So thank you so much for coming, AK. I appreciate you, Jack. Thank you enough. Thank you for making sure everybody get their orders. I appreciate it.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. And you know what? Keep the party going.
All right. Thank you.
Cheers, AK.
All right, party people. We here. We out here in this street. We out here doing it. Everybody is having a good time. We are doing this thing. Let's ask, what are we drinking? What did you bring to the Cookout? So let's start with Jason. You know he's our special uncle that is from the suburbs, so you know damn well he gonna bring something fancy. What did you bring, Jason?
Hey man, you gotta stop clowning me. Oh man.
Okay. Raise your hand if you went to the Cookout and your special uncle that actually have that nice car is never there. You don't see him all year, but at the Cookout he's here. Raise your hand if I'm wrong.
Bring it back in.
Well, tell me, it's all love, Jason. It's all love, man.
No, I know. That's how we gotta do. We go.
Jason is who I want to have on a spade table. Okay, he's gonna start correcting our grammar and everything.
I don't know about that, Jack. I don't know. I don't think Jason know how to bid right. Jason I got three and about four possibles. No, that space table, man. I'm just gonna keep it real.
No, y'all playing spades. I'm playing beer. That's the difference, you know.
Oh man,
uncle know how to play.
Now hold up, now Jay, hold up now. Now beer whisk, that's me. Now I can rock with you with some beer whisk, man.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, I'm from the South too, man. Beer whisk is how we got down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, that's what we do.
Yeah, I'm all for no Trump. You know what I
mean? That's right.
What are you drinking, Jason? What did you bring to the party?
So right now, Jack, I got some Bull Young. So we just did a video on Bull Young Wednesday. Okay. So it's a Black guy based out of Chicago. He's a chef. His name is Danny Bullock. And he created his own bourbon, and it's good, man. It's a 4-year MGP bourbon, 90 proof. I think we talked about that. Wish it was a little bit higher proof, but it's like more of a high rye mash bill. So it still has some kick to it, even though it's a little lower. It's 90 proof or whatever. It's good stuff. It's real good. I also brought to the Cookout. I brought some 18th Street Distillery. This is a bourbon.
I'll be honest, I never even heard of each one of them. So I'm glad you bring something new and different, because we're gonna have this conversation as well. I want to talk about things that are coming on that none of us know about, or some people don't know about.
Yeah, no. So 18th Street Distillery is a distillery based out of Hammond, and the black guy is the master distiller there at the distillery. So good bourbon. This is a store pick from Total Wine that we picked up, but they also have vodka, rum. They distill a lot of other things, but they have some pretty good bourbon too. So I got those two. Got some Uncle Nearest. Got some Bro Brothers back there. So. That's what I brought to the party, supporting.
Okay. Jones got a lot of stuff, so I ain't gonna start with him. Because the master of click 'em and drink 'em is have everything we need. But let's go to the judge. Judge, what you got? What you got on you? What you drinking? What you drinking at the cookout?
I'm drinking right now. Well, I brought Uncle Nearest, but the newest one I brought is actually from my state, man, from the state of Delaware. This is a company or distillery called Painted Stave. So it's a brother. He started the distillery out. He's actually a doctor and a professor. But he started the distillery out with one of his buddies, a Caucasian gentleman, and they've been around for a long time, man, since 2013. So this is their bottled and bond. So it's aged 4 years, obviously 100 proof. It's a nice whiskey, only $40. They've been doing their thing. I want kind of like what Jason said. I'm ready for them to expand into some, because they've been around now for about 9 years, into some older age statements, some different, just change up a little bit, maybe like have like a rye, just some different things. But I mean, their core product though is definitely solid though. So if you see this around $40, it's a good buy for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
The Rowdy Kids, what y'all got? What your baby kid? What y'all brought to the party?
Oh man! All right. Well, thank you so much again for that wonderful introduction. As always,
I'll do anything for Bud. But, I'm doing anything for Bud, man.
Hey man. So we actually got two of them. I think everybody knows about the Bro Brothers. You know what I mean? They out of Kentucky, but one of the drinks that we highlight that we really talk about a lot is that we want to talk about is the Whiskey Right. They're local. They're from Waynesboro. Near us. Chef Edwin Wright and Ray Robinson, shout out to them brothers. Man, this is just a beautiful bottle. When we talk about cherry wood smoked, it's so approachable when you talk about just whether you're male, female, just getting into whiskey. It's just a wonderful drink. It's a great mixer. We did an episode with them one time. They talked about a bunch of different cocktails that you can, do with that.
We call it the Hennessy killer.
Yeah, when we will put this up against any not say any Hennessy, but definitely that BS.
This is $20 though.
Yeah,
$20.
Okay. I saw it for 17 just recently.
Perfect for the cookout.
It's a easy win bottle, man. So definitely shout out to them. And they actually got a scotch coming too. So I actually been plugging them, trying to wait on their scotch. They have bourbon. And they bourbon too. Yep.
Featured on the show. We also real quick want to plug Miss Toya Conti Thornton's Toya's Teas. She's a local, Black entrepreneur, and what would a cookout be without some lemonade or a mixed drink? She kind of does her thing. We have a strawberry lemonade peach vodka, crown peach tea, and she has other flavors. So we really wanted to kind of put her out there, tell people to
if she wanted us to all talk about it, we should have all had it on our table right now.
So Jack, how I operate when I'm sending out samples. I'm on CP time, so I actually do have samples. Supposed to make it there to y'all.
Judge, this is why I don't take them kids nowhere. Jason
can also attest to this. My samples come a little late. I tell them they're coming, but they always, a little late. So
hey, Hill, don't sweat it, man. Jason owed me a sample from 4 months ago. I still.
Oh my God!
I'm pissed off, right? You see that, right?
Jason. Kind of like,
hey, Hill, you good?
Just like our normal, right? Just like when the post went out about what we were doing today. I think we was all like sick to our stomach. We was like, we ain't even on the picture.
They don't call me can't get right for no reason.
Right.
I'm gonna put her IG, hopefully in the comments and description and
definitely show some love,
one more.
No, well, and also too, this is a cookout, so we wouldn't be nothing without the trap juice. We got some trap juice. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We don't even need to talk about what's in it. You just pick this up out the cooler, open it up, start sipping. That's the when your auntie or your uncle start dancing on that table at the end of the night. You gotta have your trap juice.
I'm that cousin that went to Harvard, and I repeat that to everybody that I went to Harvard. So I don't even want to know what is into that juice of yours. I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, if you went to an HBCU, it's kind of similar. If
that's you. All three of y'all. We know.
You don't know what's in it. You just know that's the name. You just start drinking. You know what I mean? It's good.
All right. Mr. Clinkum and Drinkum himself. Miss What's Better, man? Tell us what you brought to the bar, because we know you have so many stuff. I don't know anybody in the industry, right, as a minority influencers that embrace more minority brand than Jones. Like I have so many questions to ask, and I'm sure all of our answers are not going to match his, because he got everything. I'm like, how do you hear about this? So what did you bring to the Cookout? Because you probably got the biggest library of minority brands there.
So I got a few in here, but first off, shout out to HBCUs. Harvard is nice and everything, but I rep North Carolina A&T just as strong as anybody might rep Harvard. But
let's go.
I got some black-owned. I brought Charles Woodson, Hall of Famer. This happens to be batch 3. Really cool stuff going on in this bottle. First thing that was the biggest shocker for me is only 6 months old, but they use like an ultrasonic technology to move the juice in and out the barrel. And honestly, if I gave you this blind, you would at least say it was 2, if not 3 to 4 years old. A solid pour.
Brother, I just realized, because I'm an asshole, that somebody did send me a bottle of it, and it's sitting right in the corner of this thing, and I have not opened it. So excuse me for a second. I'm gonna grab it right quick to come here.
Finished in some of his wine barrels. Just very well done, in my opinion.
Nice.
Right here. I have the
that's 4
wine barrel one. So
is that batch 4?
They say it's just a signature bourbon finish in wine barrel.
Okay.
So that's the one, the Woodson right here.
There you go. Just to name out a couple other ones. I got a tequila from Los Hermanos. 2 brothers out of Baltimore. Dante and his brother got together. They enjoyed fancy tequila and decided, wait, why can't we do our own kind of deal? 1978 is, they say, the year that they became brothers. And this is a solid tequila at the price point. They do a Blanco, a Reposado. And I know last I talked with them, there was some talks about branching off and doing an añejo. I picked these 2 for the reasons that, like, with the content that we put out, I mean, these guys, before they even had their tequila out, they were reaching out to black brands. They were, trying to connect and just like, hey, when we get our tequila out, man, we want you to come out and check it out. Same thing with Woodson, man. They're just, you think Hall of Fame, just kind of running out to, which I consider myself a nobody, but just trying to put a bottle in somebody's hand and try it. And I love the fact that I'm not saying that they only seek out black creators, because I'm sure that that's not the case, but that they actually do seek out black creators, and not everybody does that. I mean, I got a vodka from out of Baltimore. What is that called? Foudre. We had a banter going back about that. I'm trying to think of what her name is. I got a couple tequilas, T Capri, out of Baltimore. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I try to make a point to seek them out, give them a good shot, give them some encouragement of what I think is good, but also give them some real feedback from, hey, I wanted this to be a lot better. because I'm big on what, you know, my dad always taught me, if I'm gonna do something, you gotta do it right or don't do it at all, kind of deal.
Okay. All right. So while we pouring, myself, I thought about it. I thought about which brand I'm gonna bring on, and I'm like, I don't want to take over the show or talk about those brands because I'll be honest. I'm gonna tell you, I have a weird relationship with black owned brand. I really do. And we can include Uncle Nearest because Uncle Nearest is in the stratosphere and every brand there is on earth. So for me, it's harder because I will tell you that I had more good relationship with um, black owned wines than I actually have with black owned spirits. Right? That's a personal opinion. But a year ago, I was thinking about this cookout. You know, the thinking about the cookout itself, but I couldn't really find all the minority content creator that I wanted on to really bring it that home. So what I did is I actually went through 5 black-owned brands to talk about. So obviously I talked about Uncle Nearest. That's the easy part, right? Is very That's the easy part. But then I went into that's when I found out about Majesty. I didn't know about Majesty. I found out of Atlanta, I believe. Yeah, that's where. Um, I found Bro Brothers. I tasted. Um, Dotero, no, Dotero tequila or Dotelero tequila. There is them, and obviously fresh bourbon that I opened the last time and posted about fresh bourbon.
Mhm.
But today, there is a reason why I didn't reach out to any black owned brands because I wanted to have an honest, open conversation from black content creators. I didn't really want to make it about a brand because no matter what the brand is, I know that there is currently not a good pipeline between minority content creators and brands themselves. There is not. I don't see it. If y'all see it at the cookout, we'll talk about it. So, really, what I wanted to pour today, I thought about everything that I had here, and the closest thing I can find to pouring was fresh bourbon. That's what I poured because it was about 90, because it's the new kid also on the block. But the Hudson, like you guys say, I will tell you why I didn't open it in a little bit because there's a reason why I didn't open it. When he was talking about it, I'm like, I wonder why I didn't open it. But now I know the reason why. So the first thing I wanted to go through, and I'm gonna start with we drinking, is tell us how long you started on the content creating, and did you actively seek minority owned brand, or did any of them reach out to you as far as a content creator in spirit? And if there is, who was the first brand that without you asking reach out to you and say, hey, I have this spirit and I want you all to talk about it? I will start with what we drinking.
Well, when we first started, our very first episode was the 1820 Uncle Nearest. We actually made it a point to seek out and actually promote black brands. Like initially, when we got into this whole thing, our main thing was we came up on cognac, everybody's Hennessy, VS, Remy. We wanted to kind of try and open up our community's eyes to other things outside of cognac. So the first thing we did was we at Fresh, we did Mary's Four Grain, which is also another black owned brand. I think we did Majesty. But it was
River Basin Rye.
So we reached out and actually initially Fresh was one of the first brands that kind of had some feedback and back and forth between us. But for the most part, I mean, we're just starting out. We're small. No one reached out to us initially, but we still want to promote black owned and support black owned, because if we don't, then who will?
Yeah, I think Whiskey Right was literally the only.
Oh yes, well of course.
Distillers, yeah.
So that's they're like family now.
Right,
so
yeah, they like
I forgot all about
they like
them.
the fam now.
Yeah.
So they were the only black distillers that actually were on our show.
Yeah.
We chop it up with them pretty much regularly. So there's a relationship now that we have with them that we want to use to try to branch off into other relationships. And so, I understand exactly what you mean, Hood, in this conversation, and it's big, right? When, Black artists, or, when we have artists, politicians that are of color and they want to speak to our people, they'll go to the Breakfast Club, right? So what's that Breakfast Club for spirits when we talk about Black bottles, right? Where's that whole Chitlin circuit, if you will, that they're navigating to say that they want to promote their brands to our culture versus, you want to cross over to more of that mainstream media, attention, right? So I 100% that's definitely, I see exactly where you're going. It's a missing piece that needs to get added.
Absolutely. I'll go with Jason.
Yeah, so similar to what the fellas were saying there, our first video was also on Uncle Nearest. We did the 84, 56, and 20. And but we've never have we received a call or a message from someone saying, hey, we would love for you to promote our product. Now, when we've done it, we've received feedback that said, hey, we really enjoyed your video, just like recently with Bull Young. He said, hey, we really enjoyed your video, blah, blah, blah. But we've never received a message to say, hey, would you mind? We are new in the game, whatever. Would you mind putting us out there, whatever? So, no, never.
Okay. Judge.
Yeah, I mean, I'll follow that trail right there. I mean, me personally, I reached out to Uncle Nearest at least 3 times. And I was like, at that point, I was like, hey, 3 strikes and you're out. They didn't even reply to my message. And I was like, all right, that's cool. That's good. I give them a lot of great feedback, a lot of love and so forth. But you can't even reply to a message. Then we good. Pain and Stave, I've connected with them. I need to actually connect with them again, try to have them on like What We Drinking did, have them on my show. We're supposed to be definitely connecting. But then also I'll even go back to, this is more local to Chicago. So Jason, you may have had it. I haven't had it yet, but I reached out a couple times to Scottie Pippen's people also. And I got an initial reply, but then I never got any follow-up reply after that. So it was like, I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff. It's a gap.
Let's see what my man Jones had to say about that.
So I started the YouTube thing about, I'm on my 4th year. I didn't start TikTok until like during the COVID time for 2020. And honestly, my initial, in the beginning, I never reached out to anybody because I wanted to, one, be able to give my unadulterated opinion. If I liked it, I want to be able to say I like it, I love it. If I hate it, I want to be able to say I hate it. And nobody can say anything because I bought the bottle. So that's always been my process. I might reach out for internet, things like that, different people for research or trying to find out more information. As time went on, my platform grew. People started to reach out. Black owned. My story is the same. Woodson and Los Hermanos were the first Black-owned spirits that actually reached out. I was talking with these guys before they even had their tequila produced to go into the first bottle, and it was always like, "Hey, we like what you're doing. We like what you got going on. We want to hang out with you fellas." And at the time, it was me and another friend of mine, and that continued on from the beginning. So when they got their product launched, I tried to be in and involved as much as I could. And the same thing with Woodson. Somebody from his team just kind of reached out and said, hey, we like what you're doing, want to send you a bottle. And check it out, review it, tell us what you think kind of deal. And then they've had from posts and videos and kind of reaching out and just kind of staying connected. They've really done that. And now I got a crap ton of bottles out there that I've spent my money on, really trying to promote Black brands. And some I enjoy and really try to put good content out. But I ain't heard a peep from. Which I'm not saying that just because we put out a content or video that somebody got to give us an accolade or anything. But I think to What We Drinking's point, that we out here creating content. We out here hustling. The algorithms, the the system. I shouldn't say the system. I ain't gonna be that one. But the algorithms, the algorithms really aren't designed for us. Whether it's a system of, the people that really use the platform don't really look like us, don't really think like us, so they don't relate to us the same way. So it makes it harder for us to grow. And then from an aspect of, like, I remember in the beginning, who I reached out to the most was other content creators. And I can tell you how many crickets I got on emails because I travel a lot. And I'm the kind of person that be like, look, I'm gonna be in your city. I'm Jones and Man. This is kind of what I do. I love to bring a bottle. Let's do it. Let's do a collab episode together. And both of our channels kind of grow together. We could do 2 videos, put it on 2 separate channels. We could do one and both drop it the same. I'm giving out all the scenarios, and people like me and people unlike me. Crickets. So I just say, hey, I'm just gonna push on and do it myself.
Oh, I agree. I really will sound in and say that at the point I'm in right now, I'm in my 3rd year on YouTube, 3rd year on IG, and I will be honest and say there's only one brand that I can say reached out to me. One brand, and it's not even a whiskey brand; it's a tequila brand. So, brother Benford, if I'm saying it right, have a Talero tequila. That's them. I finished my bottle. It's a beautiful reposado. He's the owner of it, and he's the one who was the first brand that reached out to me, say, "Hey, brother, I see you on IG and all that. Hey, I have this tequila here. I'm just making sure everybody knows about it. I would love to send you a bottle." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm love to send you a bottle." I'm like, oh, okay. Because I will be honest, only white folks be sending me stuff the whole time. And it took me back, because I'll be honest and say that I hate to say it, but I got so disappointed from reaching out that I gave up.
I'm going to interrupt you right there a minute, Jack, just in case any white people that want to continue to send us bottles, that's still okay.
That's perfectly fine. That's fine. Y'all doing the right.
Hey, it don't matter the color that want to continue to send us bottles. Please continue on. But I understand where Jack is coming from.
Yeah, I'm this is the cookout. I'm being very candid with my own folks.
Hey, look, that's facts. I'm gonna just hit it with my man. He's right, because we actually do have a white distributor that did send us a bottle. We're gonna be doing the episode on the joint. He did send, and it is funny, and I like to plug back to what Judge talked about. Yeah. I want to do just a wonderful shout out to a beautiful blender, Miss Ebony Majors. She's been doing amazing things over there at Bullet. I mean, that blender select was just fire. But let me tell you, we posted IG ads, mentions, everything, just to be like, yo, we just promoted that. Nothing.
You got that right.
Nothing.
Still a beautiful drink, but I was just like, I mean, just crickets.
No, I'm gonna say this like this. I hate to say that as a content creator, where I stand now, there's more Main Street blend and more, obviously white. I mean, whiskey is a white-owned brand. Minorities are really minorities in the whiskey industry. I think there's more minorities in the wine industry than it is in the whiskey industry, actually. So it is. But the point I was making is that when these people are creating, I don't know why. Talero is the only person that ever reached out to me. And like I said, last month, right before I was at the beginning of the year, I didn't hear anybody from anything. I just got this box. So obviously somebody who knows somebody knows Houston, and they had my address and sent me this. And I got it. And which brings me to my second question is the reason why I did not open this. Who can guess the reason why I did not open it, or I didn't jump on it to open it right away?
Probably because it got aged 6 months on the back.
No, that wasn't even that.
They didn't tell you nothing about it.
No, I wish that was the problem. 40 proof.
You say 40 proof?
Wait, 40 proof or 40
Yeah.
ABV?
40
80
ABV,
proof,
so
80
80 proof.
Oh, okay.
80 proof. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. I feel you, Jack.
If you're gonna send me a bottle to tickle my fancy and it's 80 proof, it's gonna be, unfortunately, it is gonna be at the bottom of my priority
No,
because
hey,
obviously
mail that to me. Hey, no, mail that to me. Good. Mail that. You know my address. Mail that over here.
no, I'm saying it'll be at the bottom of the priority of
You know,
bottles.
you
I'll
know
be
my name.
drinking.
Mail that over here.
So, which bring me to my next question, right? Because we have the consensus here that those brands don't reach out to us. Then only a few reach out to us, and that. But I tell everybody all the time that what is the problem? And I'm gonna reach out to 4. You guys look at all your bottles that you have that are minority owned.
Mhm.
Majesty 40 proof. What is it? 42 proof for that. What else do you have? Look on your bottle. What's the ABV on your bottles?
Yep,
Bro Brothers. How much is what is it?
Oh, Bro Brother,
82 proof.
82? Yes. I'm with you, Jack.
So which bring me to the question. I see a systematic problem in the production of whiskey by minority whiskey owners. All of them, when I did Bro Brothers, Majesty, all of them are 40 proof. Excuse my French, but what in the fuck is wrong with this 40 proof business we're going? And I'm gonna preface that by saying that the funny thing about this 40 proof business is that when I ask, right, when I had the opportunity to ask somebody, why is it that you have a 40 proof on your whiskey? He said, oh, I used to be a cognac drinker. So now when I brought this whiskey out, I want to make sure that black people can drink it because we all love that cognac background. So I'm going to start with Judge on this one and say, what do you think is the problem with this 40 proof business? And why is it that there's a stigma on black people that the only way black people can enjoy whiskey is at 40 proof? I'm starting with Judge.
Yeah, so I think it's a couple of things, Jack, to be honest with you. I think number one, when you think about just obviously good whiskey, I mean your whole thing is right. The barrel proof is the truth, right? A lot of it comes back to the fact of when you start up, costs are mad expensive. So when you're starting up, I mean, like even this company here, right? I mean, they have their highest is 100 proof, still no barrel proof, still no nothing barrel strength or cask strength. So when you think about it, a lot of it comes back to the cost. So you can make a lot more if the proof is lower. Now, people might be saying that it's because they want to have something similar to like a cognac, more of an entry, but I think that's BS in my opinion. I think it's the fact of I think it goes back to cost, and a lot of it is just not having the traditional, let's call it seed vesting or investment funds to be able to do it right the first time. I think that's my thing about it, to be honest with you, and just also not having the support from other distilleries being able to support these other smaller distilleries that are up and coming. That's my take on it.
Okay, I'm gonna go to Jason.
I don't know. I think it is the cognac, and I transitioned from cognac to bourbon, and I started off with the lower proof. So I think that may be really why they start off with the lower proof. But to your point, though, it really depends on who they trying to attract, right? Are they trying to attract the newer bourbon drinkers or the more established bourbon drinkers? And quite honestly, who knows what type of bourbon drinker they are? They may be a newer bourbon drinker, so that's what fits their palate. So they find something that works for them and figure, hey, if this works for me, I'm a newer bourbon drinker. I may be able to attract the people who are in the same category as me. But as far as cost, I don't know if you all know. To me, it would sound like if it's straight from the barrel, it would be less cost because they don't have to go through lowering the proof and all that. But I don't know.
Actually, that's not true. But
okay, no, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, you get more quantity of the juice because it's
more
water.
H2O. Yeah, you add more H2O, you get more.
I got it.
It's like if you take an ounce and you flip it into, put a little baking soda in there.
A little more cut on it, make it stretch it out.
Put a little baking soda in there.
So I heard.
Allegedly. I'm gonna go with Jones. Jones, tell us what's up. What do you think is a problem?
All right. So I think it's a combination of things. I agree the fact that it's about the audience, and I think it depends on the distiller. You should know your audience. The bourbon world at where it is today is in Jack's favorite land. Barrel proof, cask strength, as strong as you can get it. Now, my personal opinion, I feel like a lot of that is machismo in the industry. And I think there are some flavor notes that go with that too. But for me, heat doesn't always equate to a quality pour. Now, on the flip side of that, I say if they're marketing to the industry as it is today, they would be producing high proof products. But I also believe that if you have someone who is a entry level bourbon drinker, I've been drinking bourbon about 3-4 years, so I can still consider myself entry level. I've had a ton of them, but I still say entry level because I prefer lower proofs in many occasions because I'm coming from not cognac, but I'm coming from rums, I'm coming from tequilas who are at 80 proof.
Yeah.
So if you are marketing to those, I see why a lot of those introductions are at 80, and the fact that you can stretch that barrel a lot further.
Yeah.
But the weird thing for me is that I find myself wondering if they really know who they're marketing to. On one hand, I'm like, a lot of established whiskey drinkers have brands that they rock with, and a new brand that pops out on the market, they're not trying that. They're not going after that. So I feel like, hey, well, we need to market to where the new people are gonna look at that bottle and kind of try and snatch it up and give it a taste. But then on the other hand, if you look at the bourbon community, we're some of the people that are the first folks that'll grab a new bottle off the shelf because, ooh, that's pretty. Or that's different. Ain't what's the backstory? And we'll grab it just for the sake of trying it to say, oh, this wasn't worth it or this was worth it. So I just think it's a matter of a combination of things, but I really think the big thing is people really not understanding the audience that they're marketing to.
We'll finish with what we're drinking.
So I think really quick, we have a unique perspective with it being three of us. All of us are kind of at different stages in where we are in our bourbon whiskey journey, right? Yeah. But what I will say is, my thing is, I like to go around and just pass around different bottles. All of us are coming from cognac. And we see memes out there. If you're on IG, you see it. There's a meme that you'll see it like once or twice daily where it's like barrel strength. And then it's like my friends that are new to whiskey, and like Bart Simpson has a chair and I'm getting ready to hit my friends over the head with this barrel strength whiskey. People that are new to whiskey, coming from cognac, coming from rum, I've tried to get them on, and we talked about this, Jack, with the Jean-Luc Pasquet. I took that. It's a higher ABV cognac. It's amazing to me. But I've learned to, appreciate and have a more sophisticated palate than when I initially came in. And the folks that are in the cognac, they're like, I don't know what to do with this. And like, it shocked me, but it's the same way with barrel proof, cask strength, anything. Like, once you start getting up there in the ABV, you really have to know and appreciate, whiskey. You can't be new to it. It's hard to really introduce someone that's new to whiskey coming from cognac in the lower ABVs into something that's 115, 120, 130, 140, whatever. And I think like that's the struggle. I'm not saying, it's right or wrong who they're marketing to and how they're marketing things, but I do know it's something. Like, trust me, we have this. Like, we talk about the Cookout every episode. He's the Cookout, and we're like, we can't bring Jack Daniel's gold label barrel proof to the Cookout. I promise you, like, our cookouts, they're not going to mess with Stag Junior. The majority of the folks, because they're not there for 131.
Right.
But we know that Stag Junior is amazing. But it took us a while probably to, get to where we can appreciate that. So it's really difficult to kind of, talk about and figure out, what's the right way to market and promote to our people. I guess
we have our community has a cultural, like, certain cognac brands just have a cultural hold on us. Mm-hmm. We did a blind that we never posted once, right? We did a blind we never posted. We had did Old Tub, a bunch of other different spirits, whiskey, right, things in there, and then we had Hennessy. The moment that the people tasted what they knew, it wasn't that they loved it. It triggered an emotion. It triggered a memory, right? It was ingrained in it. It was like DNA.
And I was disgusted.
Right. So it's that.
It's stop the Zoom.
It's that thing that, I would say we try, and I try, like what Hill talks about. I try to introduce, my friends, my family into something that is not so harsh like a Stag or Coy Hill, but like a Michter's Bourbon, something on the lighter end. And we've gotten some positive responses. So I really think it does come down to how can I start to really low proof them up the ladder to finding ways to get away from this cultural hold. Because I think now, as you birth new children, they're just tied into this regular cognac that they have in our community. I think it's passed on just like brown eyes and 4C hair in our community now. It's just the way I feel.
But now it's tequila and stuff like that.
Like, because of what Ebony is one of the first people. Hennessy advertised in Ebony years and years ago. We know that Jet too, and that promoted that to the community. So that's what most of them lean to. But it's also, in my eyes, it's a battle between the accountant and the distiller. The distiller wants you to have it at barrel proof. Yeah. And the accountant wants to stretch it and get as much money. So that links back to what the bourbon judge was saying, that it's that constant battle. Do they want to get the most money they can? Exactly. It's the dope day.
Step on it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna come back to that, because I think there is more to that we need to keep in mind, and especially on the sense of how the market is going, right? There's more to that. But who here was able to get their pull-up card game? Who was able to get their pull-up card game?
Damn, I'm the only one that don't have one.
We our favorite
hey,
uncle,
Jason, where yours at, Jason?
Is going to stay on the side again. But this episode that we have today will not have happened because I will tell you something about the new generation of creators, right? The new generation of people coming in the industry, as far as adjacent to the whiskey, right? Drinking game, clothing, and all these people. I see them now coming. And your own somebody say Jason out here slacking again. Somebody's calling you, right? But in the new generation of people that are coming in, I'm seeing the support, right? What we created right here, this cookout that we having. I don't expect it to do every edition of it, but I'm expecting to actually be a pioneer and lead by example, right? Yeah. If I'm in the community and I have something that I can do, I will do it to show other people that not only if a brand is here, tag your favorite brand. If they're on YouTube, tag your favorite, put them in the ad. Tag your favorite brand and show them that a 5 channel can just stand up and just be together and have a conversation that are actually content creator right now out there. This person amazed me. Amazed me how we all agree that there haven't been any black brand that reach out to y'all. I was just sitting in my little corner, and I get a message from this girl named Liz, and she goes, "Hey, you are the whiskey guy, right? I heard about you. I see what you're doing. I'm interviewing men in the industry that are out here doing and creating in the industry, and I would love to have you on." I say, "What? Me? Little on me?" And she said, "Yes." Gave me validation from a black content creator to another creator. Give me validation and say, "I'm so and so. I've created this brand. It's called the Pull-Up Card. And it's a card game that I've always wanted to put out there. And I want you to check it out." I say less. You want me to come talk? And you actually created something? Shit. So since we couldn't have, right? Since we couldn't have a real game of spade on, I talked to Liz. I said, "Liz, now that we best friend, because black people, we become best friend. Once you invite us to your house, that's it. You no longer can get rid of us. We best friend. We family now." I reached out to my sister Liz. I said, "Liz, I'm gonna have a cookout, and I want the guys to be able to have access to a black-owned brand that is a card game that we can have at the cookout, so we can all play a card game. But before that, gentlemen, please help me welcome the man, the myth, the legend, the woman that is bringing this destruction in the game creation. Right now, she's ready to be she's part of the target. What do you call avant-garde people that are getting into this university to be able to put stuff out there in Target. Please welcome my friend, Liz. What's up, Liz?
Hey, that was like the best intro ever.
We're good, Queen. How you doing, sis?
I'm good. I'm good. Nice to see you all. I love seeing the cards in the middle of the table. Jason, don't worry. I was waiting because I had 5 codes. I was waiting for the order to come in, but it's all good.
Jason, did you order it, or should I talk to Brandy to go order it, because your code is still good? Jason, are you there?
Oh, Jason,
I think he froze.
I think he's frozen. Yeah, I think he froze.
Jason doing that still image joint, so you have to answer that.
Yeah, he's like, if I stay still for a long time,
okay, they gonna move on to somebody else.
he didn't put the screen on pause, and
he text Brandy like, "Brandy, flip the network,
hey, Brandy,
right now, man. Flip the network."
Brandy, blink twice if you need help, Jason. Anyhow, I just want to make sure that I bring you on, Liz. Thank you so much. You are one of the kindest, most simplest woman I know, and I've met a lot of strong entrepreneurial women out there, and every time I ever deal with them, they're always trying to tell me how good they're doing in life, and you are the complete opposite. You always trying to ask me, how can you help? And that is a big deal for me. And for all of y'all who don't know Liz, she's a name y'all need to remember. Liz is gonna do a lot of stuff in the industry. The same way we know the name Fun Weaver, Liz is gonna be a name that we will know as well. The pull-up card, because we all know since the baby kids are here, they brought in some what is it? What do you call it? Hood juice? What did you bring?
Trap juice.
What did you bring, baby kid?
We doubled up. So we bought one in the mail, and then I went to Bus Boys and Poets because locally.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Double the support.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that.
That makes me see you kids are here again, and they're rowdy, so we can't do none without them. But I wanted to make sure y'all know.
We're gonna swag surf on the channel. We're gonna do the first episode.
Oh my God! You see, this is why I can't take them nowhere. But just want Liz, tell the people who you are, what y'all here doing, and what in the heck is the pull-up card?
So hey everybody, I'm Liz Renee. I live in the DMV, right outside of DC in Capitol Heights, Maryland. Proud Black alumna of the University of Georgia. Go Dogs. And yeah, I am the founder and CEO of Pull-Up Card Game. So what is Pull-Up? Sometimes people are like, pop up, what is this? No, Pull-Up means drink. And I know the University of Georgia doesn't like to be associated with this, but when I was in college, they were known to be the #1 party school. But, you know, UGA wasn't a lot of Black folks on campus, but for the Black community that was there, we were tight. We looked out for each other. Now that I'm out in the real world, I wanted a game to bring together the experiences of Black alumni from HBCUs, PWIs, no matter where you went to school. If you're first generation American, your family's from the Caribbean, you were born here, you know, you're Maryland, PG County, no matter where you went, what brings us together are these shared experiences and drinking. Like, let's be real, no matter where you went to school, there was a little bit of drinking involved. And some people are like, ooh, that's a little contentious, but no, Black excellence deserves to be celebrated and we deserve to pull up. It's okay. We can have a little bit of drink to celebrate the fact that we've overcome these barriers by graduating at unprecedented rates. So that's a little bit about pull up and how the game came to be.
My niece got me kicked out of the University of Georgia partying. There's stories already about things y'all out here doing.
So, hey, Liz, you know, I just real quick, I gotta ask, you know what I mean? I see the glass, you know, you in the mason jar. I love it. I guess gotta know what you're drinking. You know what I mean?
Oh,
what you drinking?
So I hate that you put me on blast because I'm not drinking whiskey, but I am drinking a Black-owned beer, and I'm pretty sure it's Urban Brewing Co. based out of the DC area. I'm gonna fact check that to make sure I get it right and drop their link in the chat. But there is a shop on H Street in DC for those of you in the DC area. And I was like, can you point me to the Black-owned beer? Thank you. I'm going to buy all of that. So
Nice.
Always trying to keep Black-owned.
We love it, man. Hey, we DMV all day, so that's what we love, man. So definitely, when you say H Street, you about to take us all the way back. You know what I mean? Right.
I want to remind everybody that if you want to support Liz, I'm not even asking you to go buy the card. If you want to support Liz, I call Liz represent what I call a double minority. She is Black and she is also a woman. A double minority in business. If you're able to bring a Black woman to actually help you do anything or supporting a Black woman business, you are not only making an effect in the minority, but in a double minority. So the website is right there. pullupcard.com. Go grab yourself a card. Or if you live in the area, the DMV boys, baby boys already told us, you can just go grab your card locally. And I know you are expanding, into more stores, right?
Yes, today we just confirmed a partnership with Nubian Human. Once again, DC is just really supporting and representing. So Anacostia Art Center, Nubian Human is a Black-owned space there. We're there, all busboys and poets in the DMV, and in Happy Cork, Brooklyn. Like, yeah, people are really supporting. I can't wait to continue to expand.
So tell us a little bit about the Target thing. You posted about it. I want to know more. When my people are winning, I get excited. So tell me a little more about that.
Yeah, so Target, I'm not in Target yet. That's one thing. People are like, oh, you in Target? I'm like, no, I can't say that. I'm not in Target yet. But Target has been doing some great things to support Black entrepreneurs, Black early stage businesses, Black startups, and they have an accelerator program called Forward Founders. And 30 businesses are selected to participate in an 8-week intensive program. Imagine getting like your master's degree in retail. That's what this is. So I'm learning about supply chain, visual merchandising, manufacturing, distributors. And I'm also super excited and honored to be able to connect with people who have gotten into Target, like Black brands who are in Target, Black people behind the scenes, people of color, women, so many diverse people the founder of other card games that I've like played for years. I've been able to connect with them through this program. And the goal is to be able to graduate, if you will, and know what I need to do to get into Target, whether that's a year from now, 2 years from now, etc. No matter what, I'll know what I need to do to get there. So super grateful. It's been intense. I have 3 more weeks left, but it's been amazing to be chosen as an unapologetic Black drinking game. Like, I'm like, okay, Target, I'm here for it. If you know what it's about, like, I'm here for it. So it's been an amazing experience.
Absolutely. And we are happy for you. I'm very excited for you. Seeing your evolution in a game makes me happy. Now you got to tell us how we can play this game. I think Jason is just hiding till we're done with you. Then he can come back because he was unable to get his.
But I'll be right back.
You see, Jason is just hiding right now till he brought. You see, he brought backup. You know, he brought backup. He's like, yeah, I brought Brandy with me. They're trying to make fun of me. My wife gonna get you. Trying to make fun of me now.
Randy shows up when it's time to play cards.
Right.
Yeah. It's time to play cards. That Jason did not get by the way.
She don't even play cards.
What up?
You ain't gonna put my business out there like that.
I'm sorry.
You gonna have my
So, Brandy, I already told your husband I'm offended as the African cousin of the family. I'm offended because you didn't left us. You didn't even say hello. You didn't say, hey, I'm gonna brought you some food. I'm gonna walk away. Y'all have a good time. All I saw is coming to comment and saying, his boy is nice. I'm just out here in the corner not saying nothing. And I'm like, what? Who told you that? You were
Brandy
invited.
saw Liz on, so she wanted to give Liz some love. Make sure she wasn't.
I know.
I respect that, Brandy. I respect that, Brandy.
You know what, Brandy? Welcome to the party. You came to the right time. The way we're gonna play this, Liz, I want you to tell us how we play it. I have one packet open, and tell us how we gonna play this. And I'm gonna have somebody draw a card, and I'll be drawing a card for Jason and Brandy. So they don't get a choice. They will have had a choice if Jason did his part, but they don't get a choice. So
get them.
Do you see that? Do y'all see that umbrella? Because the shade is all over the Black Bourbon family. There's shade all around.
So how do you play? Now, if you're like me and you have card games at home, there's one thing. You have people who read the rules and you have people who don't. 9 times out of 10, I'm around people who don't. So
I don't need to. I don't. I tell people there's one thing about me.
We don't read anything. Sorry, Liz.
We read.
No, that's exactly the point. You should be able to play without reading the rules.
Nah, if there's one thing about me is instructions are not where I shine at all. That's the only time if someone asks me about instruction, I say, I'm sorry, I'm an immigrant. I don't know what y'all talking about.
So all you do is real simple, because I know I don't like to read rules either, but you just pick a card, you read what it says, it's going to ask you a question, or it's going to tell you to do something, and it's guaranteed to give you nostalgia and make you po up. That's all you got to know.
All right. Liz, we're going to start with you yourself. We're going to start with you.
Okay. Oh, and just a heads up, some of the questions are a little messy, so some are Black school pride, some are straight up nostalgia, you have water breaks, etc. But this one is an easy one. Opinion question for the group. What were the top 3 college parties of all time when you were in school? Okay. What were the top 3 college parties of all time?
Okay.
We're gonna start with we drinking. What we drinking.
Yeah. All right. So listen, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start off with this. So first things first, I gotta
speaking for the group.
Yeah, I gotta shout out my alma mater, you know what I mean? Big up Hampton University, you know what I mean? The HU, the real HU. I'm gonna be honest, one of the biggest colleges.
I swear to God, he's like a rapper. It's like every rapper that come, y'all know what it is. Y'all talking on the track.
That's how it
Shout out
goes.
to all the people in the H-Town. Y'all, and no one in H-Town even knows you. But it's like every rapper walk on the beat. You know who he is on his beat.
Blow
it's
up.
like that's you.
Hey, listen, Tide Water about to blow up. You hear me? That's what's about to happen. Anyway, right. So I would say one of the biggest parties ever had to be for us. It was two of them. First things first, when Hampton University, we beat the second seed in the NCAA tournament. When we beat Iowa State, we tore down the entire school. Shout out to the OG Tarvis Rainchild who just destroyed it. That was a big one. And I definitely have to say the other event.
He's dating himself.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I mean,
that goes way back.
No matter. We did it that day. You know what I'm saying? We did it that day. And definitely the other one had to be, no doubt, when we went down to ODU, just had a major party. That's when 50 Cent in the club was the biggest hit ever. And a fight broke out so massive. It was just a monstrosity. And but it was an epic event. Just definitely one of them memories that you never forget, that you get to tell your kids about it. Like, look, I done been in the jungle sometimes. You know what I mean? But I made it out. I made it out a man. You know what I'm saying? This is my 300. You know what I mean?
I made it out.
Appreciate it. We're gonna go with the judge. Judge, if you're talking about Jerry Curl or anything like that, we ain't gonna judge you around here. This is a safe zone. This is the blackest safe zone you can be in. We don't let your age shine as much as you want.
Shut up, Jack.
We may not know what you're referring to, but as long as you tell the story with passion, we were right there.
Jack. I ain't even listening to you, man. Unlike Jason, I ain't messing with you, man. I ain't even messing with you. Actually, I'm gonna even go to so I'm gonna answer your question, but I'm gonna read one of Liz's other cards because it kind of is almost the same thing. What's better, house parties or on campus or bar hopping in the city? So I'm gonna go with house party. So my man Rodney, I went to UNC Charlotte, which is my alumni, and my man Rodney, he used to always have the best house parties ever. I mean, he always had the DJs there. We always had a little drink. We always sipping on a little something, and it was just, it just brings me back to the to what you say, Jack, the old school, the old days. Just sitting back, man, with your friends, just chilling and just sipping on a little something, just enjoying ourselves, man.
Let me guess, you had a full set of hair at that time.
I did have hair at that time. Shut up, man. Think of somebody else, fool.
Hey, Jones, what's happening? What's happening? Tell us something good.
Well, being from North Carolina A&T State University, I gotta say G-Ho is one of the biggest, baddest homecomings out there. And then, we used to have like gym jams. I've been to a couple really nice house parties that I can't talk about on the internet. So we just gonna say G-Ho and gym jams.
All right. Jason, you have to say everything pre-brandy. We don't want post-brandy.
Exactly.
We want pre-brandy.
So man, she wasn't even there. Freshman year of college. I'm gonna say every party freshman year of college. The ones I can remember, because a lot of them, it's like I think I remember. I hear stories about them, but okay. So freshman year of college, me and my guys, we were in the dorms together, and we were a part of this group called the AKA Playboys, right? And so so we the AKAs had a party, and it was a good party.
We had a great time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's all
Brandy's like, we gonna shorten this story by just going with he got a great time.
That was like the Cliff Notes version of that.
Brandy's like, all I'm telling y'all is he had a good time.
Internet cut off for a reason. She came down here, she cut the internet off, and and now I gotta straighten up. I'm gonna drink more water.
Yeah, the inflation in your voice is telling us all we need to know. Every man knows what you're going through.
Oh no, hey, Jason done turned into Braxton P. Hartnebreed right there.
So the best way I'm gonna say is, my college years were a little unconventional. You come in as an immigrant, you kind of put your heads down and work. But the first ever college party I actually went to was like in another city in Lincoln, Nebraska. That's the big college town. And think about coming from a small little college in Bellevue, Nebraska, and the first time ever you go to a real college town high school, party. Needless to say, that day I knew in my black mind that I should never party with a bunch of white, young, between 21 and 23-year-old kid ever, because I woke up with hay. I was sleeping on hay, like horse hay. I didn't know who was next to me. My head was so heavy. I didn't know what happened. And I knew at that time, when you go to a college party and someone look at you and say, tonight we getting fucked up. Like, I didn't get it from the reference when I saw like the first time I saw Cat William was talking about it. Like, I felt like I lived his experience. Because imagine, my English wasn't so good then. And everybody introduced me as their friend because I was the token. And I didn't know where I woke up. It smelled like horse shit. I slept on hay, and I was an hour away from home. Didn't know where my car was. My pants to my ankles. I don't know what happened. That day when I was going home, I was praying Jesus, all the ancestors of Africa, to make sure that I didn't do nothing crazy in that, because I couldn't remember anything. It's the only time in my life I can honestly say I blacked out. I don't know what happened. So I haven't went back since. It's been 13 years, 14 years. I haven't went back since.
Jack, I don't know how to take that story. I don't know if that story deserves a hug or
You know what? I'm gonna take a hug. I'm gonna take a hug.
But either way, we're gonna find you a black counselor.
Definitely. Definitely. I'm gonna draw one more card before we let Liz go. And this one is a good one. Is nostalgia. Is, which class are you most likely to skip? We're gonna start with Jones. Jones, which class are you more likely to skip?
Ooh, probably accounting was the class that I skipped the most.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
You must have been born in an African house. Whoa.
Too many debits and credits, and just put it in this column, put it in that column. It was more like, are we drinking today? I think it's a good day to drink.
Okay, Jason or Brandy, which class are you most likely to skip?
Definitely math.
Okay.
Math is not my thing. Nope. If I could, I would. See you next time.
What about you, Jason?
I'm gonna say any like science, biology, any of that. I don't get it. That's why I didn't go in that field.
Let's ask Hill. Hill, what you thinking?
I just skipped them all. That's probably why I was on academic probation as a kid.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna be honest.
Oh my
That's
God.
another question we have. Poet,
Yo,
on
Hill.
academic probation.
Yeah. What got you in academic probation? There's one of the cards that
It is
I
what
saw
it
that. Wow. Bud, which class did you skip?
Mine was science and physics, actually. So I couldn't deal with it after a while.
Okay. Liz, yourself, the perfect student. Which class were you most
I
likely
was
to
the perfect student.
skip?
I did not. I learned how to multitask. But no, I'll say two things. One, economics. I didn't want to take it so bad that I took it at another college over the summer because everyone said it was so hard at UGA. And then any class that I was in while I was online, that was tough. I might have made it to class, but I've definitely fallen asleep in those classes or just said, look, I'm not going to make it today. Hate to say it. Yeah.
Judge?
Any class that started before noon, I learned real quick. I couldn't handle it in the morning. So any class that started before noon, it was a wrap.
Judge was old before he was in college. Like only your grandmother say stuff like that. Don't you come talk to me before noon. What? What is going on here? I will be honest and say that in my whole college career, I clept math, physics because I wanted to get in the science field. But my first biology class literally destroyed my soul. So I knew I wouldn't do well in biology. I understand shit. That woman hated me, and she always, the best grade I've ever had in that class was a D. Like that was the best grade. She was the first professor in my life that looked at me and said, if I could give you under an F, I would. That's literally what she did. And I'm a smart man. And that class, I would never want to get in any biology class in my life ever. So I would definitely say biology was my class. But Liz, I really want to thank you for coming on. Thank you for being here. Y'all saw the website is pull up cards. For the people that missed the invitation, the email is still there for you to go get your free card that your sister then gave you.
Nameless.
Jason?
No name. I'm not naming names. I'm just saying that people that didn't get their cards, I want to make sure that they do get their cards. And Liz, all I can wish for you is the best. I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. You're out here killing it. And I'm very, very happy for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Liz Renee.
Thank you so much, y'all. I'm going to drop a link in the comment section so folks can get 15% off tonight for everyone who is tuning in. Thank you for playing. This was hilarious. I can't wait to go back and watch the replay. And yeah, we'll definitely be crossing paths soon. Thank you, everyone, and happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month, Liz. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
You local to what we drinking, so you know one of these days we gotta get you on the show, man.
Oh,
you know
absolutely.
I mean? We gotta get you
right
local.
around the corner.
If you local, we gotta get you here, man. Much pleasure.
Yes.
Appreciate you, Queen.
All right, Liz, and drop it in the comment. I'll make sure to show it so people can get their 15% off to get their card. Obviously, we know people that got free card didn't want it, so share the wealth to everybody else in the group so they can get their 15% off.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Liz.
Thank you.
We're back to our regular operations.
Has ever not gotten something for free?
Taking advantage of it. Yeah, I know.
No black person ever. But this,
I tell people this. This is the reason why I wanted things to come for free. I have to ask you, Brandy. Brandy, did you try the food?
Oh no, she
no.
didn't. I
have to heat it up.
back up.
I'll heat it up.
So Jason, why are you doing your wife like that? I need to understand. You don't bring her the card. You don't feed her. Look at this poor woman, right? No wonder she didn't want to come on a show.
No love.
What's going on around here?
So, man,
what did this poor woman ever do to you? Besides loving you,
she didn't do nothing to me wrong. She actually
this guy started speaking English backwards. She didn't do nothing to me wrong.
Talk about it, Braxton. Don't mess up the happy home, Jack. Don't mess up the happy home.
Mess with a happy home.
You got to choose your words carefully because this is replay. See, that's the thing. So she actually heated up my food for me because I was rushing to get here, but she didn't taking it. So
Oh,
You had me on other to dos.
oh.
Hey man, hey listen, I'm married too, man. Give me the secret, Jay. Come on, man. Give me the secret. My wife don't heat up nothing but you know the clothes in my
man,
dryer. You know what I mean? So you got to give me the secret of how you make that happen.
I had to tell you to keep
Guys,
her around.
I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get back to our amazing conversation. I wanted to make sure that
Thank you,
we
Jack.
bring it back in because Jones is like, y'all making me uncomfortable right now. I just came here for the cookout. Y'all talking about this couple thing. I'm just trying to make it through the cookout without being canceled. But I'm bringing it here because the last time we came back, we were talking about the proof on spirit. A lot of black owned spirit are 40 proof. The point I want to make to that before I get to the next question is 45.6. 45.6. For all the people that don't know, I believe a lot of black owned spirit missed the target by 5.6% ABV. That's what they missed the target by. Because a lot of straight Kentucky bourbon that are famous, right? Majorly famous in the industry that everybody pick up, everybody drink. Evan Williams, Woodford, Old Forester are all at 90 or 91, 92 proof, right? That's where they stand. Though that's the standard of the industry. So when anybody is bringing anything out and telling me that at 40 proof, it's because they want it smooth or they want this and that, I think is a stupid and very uneducated excuse. When you want to bring something out, even if it's just for the mass, the average mass, you have to at least walk in to the standard of the industry. The standard of the industry is most people go left or right. If there is the liqueur guy, they're between 35 and 40 because that's their liqueur. That's what they do. If it's the cognac people, they're right on that 40 edge and lower. But if it's the bourbon people, if you and knowing how the industry is, we have people that are bottling now that are just buying MGP. Even those people are still starting at 45 proof and up. So for you to walk in the industry and ask for some respect and ask to be known as a name, and you not even starting at the standard of the industry, how can we respect what you're putting out there? How can you earn your right in the regular schmegular people's line? So if you're a black brand right now and you are hearing this, you are not even starting at the standard of the industry. Any bourbon, all the way from Jack Daniel, I'm talking about things that people have been drinking for a long time. Jim Beam, Jack Daniel, Evan, all these things that have been around for a long time start at 90 and up. So I heard all the things y'all say because I really wanted to get your perspective first. But I did my homework on this. And the main issue that applies is that I truly believe that black and minority brand in the whiskey industry are pigeonholed when it comes to things they think they want to put out, right? But yet are culturally biased, right? They're culturally biased. It's not because I want Jason to try something and Jason is black that I think, oh, if I want Brandy to drink this, and I'm telling you this based on me having a conversation with one of these brands you'll have on your table there. And the person say, and I quote, oh, we keep our bourbon at 40 proof because black women love smooth whiskey. I look at him, I say, who the fuck you talking to? Black women, the amount of black women that drink barrel proof whiskey is higher than white women that drink barrel proof whiskey.
Jack, one thing. Math first, and then I go into it. So I have a unique, I think, perspective. Like I said, it's three of us. All of us are at different levels. And I do agree with what you're saying. But I also have, I call him my son because I kind of raised him. He's about to turn 30 this year. I try and test, and I'm like, hey, nephew, I got this. He hasn't made it to the point where he can appreciate. Like I had to start him with scotch because I started giving him different bourbons, and he's like, nah, no. But he's coming from cognac, and I didn't start him off drinking. It's just where he started at. It's really hard, and I do agree. Like you said, starting at that entry level, which is the 45%. It's really hard to get people that are new to whiskey to start at anything over that 40% because I really have had a real easy time transitioning people that have never had whiskey. I always say, hey, Basil Hayden, Angel's Envy. And then I was starting with Scotch, and that's the lower ABV. Caribbean cast, stuff like that. Like they love that, and it's not. I say they, and like, what do you mean, you people? But I'm talking from my palate to our people's.
Yeah, of course,
palates.
it's us.
Like
that's
it. So I mean, it's just we're trying to tippy toe, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I do know like there is something to it. I don't want to put a label and say like the brands, but I'm trying to like.
But let me ask you a question. Don't you think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jason Brandy, Judge, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you think you are just right? You are just enforcing a bias stereotype by starting your bourbon or your whiskey at 40? Don't you taking all of us and putting us in one bucket?
Yes and no.
Right.
Yeah,
because the minor.
So I think yes and no. And I say yes and no because again, like I said earlier, it takes so much for a person who's been so ingrained in one way of drinking to navigate them elsewhere, right? Like I've done it before. Like I've given flights and I'll give them something that is a 90, 96, 100 proof, and they'll want to spit it out.
But Jack, not to cut him off, I'm talking about my white friends. I went to Towson, I went to Salisbury, like where I grew up, I was, one of the only Black people on the entire block. So like my white friends that grew up how we grew up, they weren't drinking whiskey. Like one episode, Jones and Mans was talking about the Wild Turkey 101. Like we strayed away from that because it was wino type stuff. Like so, the higher ABV, it wasn't looked at the same way that it's looked at now. Back in the day, if you're drinking Wild Turkey and all that stuff, those high proofs were like, no, nah, like we just don't do that. And I mean, not even us as a people, just everyone. Like it was looked at differently. Now we've kind of whiskey has been more accepted. I think, like not just in our community, but like globally. Like, and it's cyclical. It went from being vodka to whiskey. Whiskey went out of favor. Now tequila's in, and they're trying to be like whiskey. Like so, it's it's a tightrope that we're walking. Type of thing.
Let's be real. We follow fads. Like we follow fads. Let's be honest. Like we follow fads. When cognac's in, everybody go get cognac. Right now, tequila's in heavy. You see, The Rock is big with tequila. Guess who now has the tequila coming? Now it's Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is about to come out with his own tequila, right? So now all of my young nieces, nephews, my godchildren, everybody drinking tequila now, right? It's hot versus it's good. Like I don't even know if people even care if it's good at this stage.
Yeah, Hennessy wasn't good when we were drinking it.
Right, we were drinking it, right? But so it's tough to graduate. It is super tough to graduate people to appreciate a beverage for what it was intended to be without saying, hey, do you have tons of water or a Coke? or a juice. Like we really Simply Peach is only famous for us because we mix it, not because we actually like Simply Peach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's that thing. It's so tough to navigate, right? So I think that's what we always talk about when we try to introduce new things on our channel. To when we talk to everybody, but essentially people who are just like, yeah, you can't serve me bourbon. I'm like, but I can if you're willing to understand that what you're drinking is not as acceptable as you think it should be to your palate. And it's a tough, I don't know how you all feel about it. I'd be more than like, I'd love to hear from everybody else on how you feel about it in your local, like when you talk to your friends who drink, like how are you all really, influencing your cousin or your uncle or your, that person in your family to shift away, right? Because that's how I look at it. Like, I know we do a channel for everyone, but I just try to target my cousin to stop buying this,
Crown
to
Royal
try
Peach.
that, right? Like my in-laws, we go over here, they love Crown, like they love it. You know what I mean? By the handle, love it. How do I had him try the Whiskey Right. This is one of the lightest, most fruity drinks ever. He was like, oh God, like I need some ice and some other things. Like, Jesus, you can't drink that. I'm afraid to put you in a Michter's US1 that is chill, like tastes like Pepsi Cola sometimes. So it's a tough road. So I would love to hear how you all as other, content, and content creators, how are you all doing locally with influencing that change? You know what I mean?
So I think, Jack, I'm looking at it from two things. Is the conversation around building a brand. If you're building a brand, then you know what the audience, what is acceptable. You know that the trends are around cask strength, barrel proof, or are you selling a product? You mentioned tequila earlier. All these celebrities, they don't have any heavy ties to tequila as a spirit. Half of them don't even have any necessary Mexican heritage at that point, but they want to sell a product. So if the black spirit is trying to sell a product, then they're gonna try and put it out there at that 80 proof for a couple of reasons. Or are they trying to build a brand? If you're trying to build a brand that's gonna live with Elijah Craig, it's gonna live with Michner's, it's gonna live with Buffalo Trace, then you gotta get in with where the trends are moving to. And if you're not there, then you're on the outside. So I think that's part of what you're saying. But my other piece to the argument, as being a newer whiskey drinker, I always put it in the additive for people about eating spicy food. Everybody's got a different level of heat. Now, if you've been eating spicy food your whole life, or the longer you've been eating spicy food, the hotter it has to be in order for you to really enjoy it. That's why you find a lot of people that drink whiskey for a while gradually go towards higher proof whiskey, because you're like, ooh, this 80 is good, it's all right. And then, oh, this 80 it tastes like water. Now I got to move up. I think it happens with anything. Your palate kind of adjusts, and to chase that same high again, you gotta crank it up a notch. So I think that you got to look at new people coming into the market. Are they trying to market to those people? Because I do the same thing. If somebody say, I've never had whiskey before, what whiskey do you refer to me? I say Basil Hayden every time. Not that Basil Hayden is the best whiskey out there. It's available, price is not too bad, and it's 80 proof. It's the same proof as your tequila, your rum, your cognac that you might have had, and it's not a bigger shock to the taste buds. And it allows you to kind of enjoy it, kind of get a feel for it, and know that, oh, whiskey has some caramel notes in there. Ooh, it's a little barrel aging. And that way you can get used to it and develop an appreciation for it. Then you can start slowly cranking up that proof. But if you try and do that and you throw somebody a 132 Stag Junior, they're not going to taste any cherry or any vanilla. They're going to taste rubbing alcohol and fire water and dragon juice. And then once you've done that for them mentally, that's always what they're gonna have. So I definitely think 80 proof has a place, but I also agree with you that if you're trying to establish a brand and you're such an outlier, now you can be an outlier with a fantastic product and make a difference. But if you're just putting out the same mediocre MGP juice that anybody can go and buy, and you're putting it at a lower proof that doesn't even meet with what the industry standard is, then you're not competing. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. I think it goes back to what you just said, Jones. It's like it's all about. It's kind of what Jack said too. If you are trying to establish, let's call it a foundational whiskey that is going to attract to the masses in terms of building scale, right? And anything you do in business is all about building scale, attracting to the masses. If you're trying to get in for entry people, then you're limiting yourself by doing 80 proof. So I agree with Jack from that standpoint. But if you really want to have scale, your entry proof needs to be 90, because remember, you can always add ice to proof it down. If you start at 80 proof, there's no way how you're going to build up. You can't build up if someone has a stronger palate going in. So from a business standpoint, in my personal opinion, you have to start at a higher proof point, because that's where your scalability is. And that's just kind of where I always kind of go to.
You got anything?
No, I agree. I mean, I think, if they're trying to, just have entry bourbon drinkers, then this is, that's the perfect market for them, to start off at that lower proof. But it does give them a starting point. I know I have people who, grown men who came up to me, how you drink the 127? I can't get past the Evan Williams, 100 proof. They have to they got to start somewhere. I know I started from somewhere. It probably wasn't at 100, but that's the point. But but yeah, I mean, I just think maybe their focus is the entry level bourbon drinkers.
I do agree.
More money too, and then they want to push it out before they actually have time to let it mature and to get to that higher proof.
Yep. And just to piggyback off of what Brandy was saying, I do think it's assumed that we are the entry level. I mean, we as a people are entry level. But what I do know from just going out and letting people, around here locally try stuff, and anywhere I go, I'm like, hey, try whiskey. Like, we're way beyond just the entry level. So I mean, we as a people, we're not just cognac, we're not just tequila, we're not just gin, we're not just vodka. Like, we are in the whiskey game.
We drink,
and we are we aficionados. Like, so I will say with that, that's where it's kind of missed. And as content creators, when we're trying to kind of make our way and find our space, there's a lot of us that have been in the whiskey game for a long time, a really long time. They're leaving that part out. They just don't know. Like this right here, what we have here on this Zoom, like those people, they're not appealing to.
Do they not know, or do they not want to know?
I mean, I don't know.
That definitely bring me to my last question of the evening. Is I have a feeling, and this is me speculating, but I have a strong feeling that I know from experience, because when we talked originally of brands that reach out to me, I've sat on a lot of panel of new brands that are coming out, and these people are consulting with you, giving you a little check, and asking you, we are going to do this. On the consumer side, here's the expert blender and this person. What do you think we should put out, right? They make you sign an NDA and you taste this thing, and then they put the product out. Product is banger. They got all the promotion behind it. People like me are posting about it. They're selling out, right? And I feel the complete opposite wave when it comes to minority-owned brand, right? I feel like they're not consulting the market. That's how I feel. I feel like they're not consulting the market. For someone to tell them, hey, I know you put in this 40 or 42 proof out, but can you consider maybe doing it a half and half, right? Or should we maybe do it here and do it here, right? Because that's what consulting is about, right? It's hearing perspective of people in the industry and surrounding the industry to tell you what the expert will want and what the beginner will want. There's a reason why Gucci, Ralph Lauren, all these people are selling you polo and they're selling you something else, right? But I feel like that is missing. So as content creator, and I'm going to start with Jason and Brandy on this one. What do you want to see in the industry? If you have a message, right, for the industry, for these brands that are coming out, if you had a wish message to them, what do you want to see more of coming out first, as far as you, a content creator, and second, as far as them, a brand putting things out? I'm gonna start with Jason and Brandy.
So what I would say on those two questions, number one is it's kind of going back to the question we were just talking about, as far as and maybe more just what you just mentioned. Talk to us, right? Because not only do we create content, but we have people in the comments talking to us all the time, right? They tell us, hey, we like this, or we don't like this because of X, Y, and Z. And so it's not just our opinion, it's the opinion of all those people who we've interacted with. And the one thing that Brandy and I on Tuesday, one of the stores that we visit a lot of times, we actually participated in a barrel pick for the store. So we went through all the different picks. And what was interesting to me, so this is hitting on what you were saying, Jack, is the guy who made the final decision. He said, I'm picking this one because it will appeal to the most people. Not it will appeal to this one group of people or this one group of people. It would appeal to the most people. It was a higher proof. I don't remember what the exact ABV was. It was over 100. It was maybe like 110, 112 or whatever, right? But his point was, I gotta pick something that the lower proof people can put some ice in, similar to what Judge said, right? And the higher proof people, they'll just enjoy it because it's a higher proof. So I would say, for number one, for the content or for the whiskey companies, is to talk to us, right? Similar to what you said that they did. They had you as a consultant. As a content creator, what I would like, specifically on YouTube, I talked to Brandy, I complained to her a lot about this, is to push our stuff out there more. Because I look at, and I'm just be honest, I look at what we drinking, right? They got good content. They know their stuff. I mean, they have so much knowledge. I'm just like, man, I ain't know that. They have so much knowledge, but don't nobody know about it because the algorithm or whatever it is not pushing them out there for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't want to go through all the why this and that, but I just wish the algorithms would push all of us out there, because the response that all of these channels get is great. So what is it about it that we are not getting those, what they call impressions, for those who in the YouTube studio and know all about that, right? Give us more impressions. Put us out there more so that people can learn about us and know about us. And quite honestly, that may be the reason why these companies are not reaching out to us, because they don't even know we exist.
Absolutely.
That's fair.
Fair, I feel like the companies don't know we exist, so that therefore they're not pushing it. Because Boy Young, when I told him, hey, we just released it, he was like, man, thank you so much, we appreciate it, blah blah blah. He didn't know who we were.
We're in the same
city.
So
You know, so this is a real touchy point for me as far as the YouTube side of it is. And I don't know. I'm not on. I mean, we on Instagram, but we don't try to push as much out in Instagram as maybe we should. But on the YouTube side, I follow those statistics every day, all day. And the one thing I see is they not pushing us out there. And I just wish they would push us out there more. And if people don't like us, that's one thing. But the reception all of us have gotten has been good. It's just that people don't know about us as much as they know about maybe other channels.
Hey man,
Okay.
hey,
Thank
we just
you.
want to say, hey, look, man, we appreciate the love. You know what I mean, Jason, Brandy, on that, because honestly, we 100% agree with you. But just like I said, we just appreciate the love that you even, just even acknowledging that or just shouting that out, man. So much respect to y'all on that, man.
Yeah, he says it all the time. Jason be mad. He be like, "What we drinking? They be having stuff. They got a lot of bottles I ain't even heard of." Right. And he was like, "They ain't getting no love." He's like, "I hate this thing." Right. You know?
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't even know about them till he reached out to me, and I'm like, oh, I need to put this in my notification, right?
That's the same. Actually, Jack, you're right. I'm right there with you. So Jason, when I first started, Jason and Brandy had reached out and they was like, who else is out there besides us? I was like, I don't know. I think it's just the two of us. I mean, literally, right? Ready to sing the song. And then like a couple months later, they was like, yo, there's another channel out there. I at that point, I found out about you, Jack, right? Because you were all over IG, boy. And then I was like, all right, there's Jack Hood and so forth. And then they was like, yo, then there's What We Drink. And I was like, oh, all right, they're cool. So they put me on. And then same with Jones and Men. They told me about them also. I was like, damn.
He's the first person I found. Jones and Men was the only one I literally thought Jones was the only black person on the internet. Like on the whiskey internet. I shit you not. Like I'm not playing with y'all. Like I literally for the first year I started in business, the first year I went online, the only channel when I'm talking to someone trying to pitch somebody, they're like, hey, who else is out there in the minority? There's this guy that drink like all these weird cocktails, and he called himself Jones and Man. I don't know if it's two people, but there's this black guy. He's just like me, and they're like, really? Like yeah. I'm like, this is the only one I know. Like I didn't even find out about. I had to be intentional to look for literally like, okay, because and Jason is so right. He's so right. I will go and watch Jones and Man, and you expect me maybe I'll see another black content creator on whiskey underneath? No, there isn't. I will go watch Black Bourbon Family, and the next video coming, nah. Judge, same thing.
Yeah,
right. It does not happen. Mm-hmm. So to your point, I appreciate what you say, Jason. That is a valid point.
Yeah,
Jones.
But really quick,
go
I
ahead.
just want to say, and we did the 5 rod challenge with Black Bourbon Family. We appreciated the fact that y'all accepted the challenge. But one thing I will say is, with all that being said, we follow Jack, we follow Jones and Man, we follow Bourbon Judge, we follow Black Bourbon Family. But at the end of the day, I think it's the main thing is because it's so difficult to operate in this space. If you don't enjoy and like have fun doing what you do, like that's the one thing that I will say. Like everybody that watches Black Bourbon Family, Jason and Brandy, Bourbon Judge, Jones and Man, like you can tell you like what you do. So even if there wasn't any kind of following that came along with it, you're just having fun. So if you don't get viewers, if you do get viewers, that's cool. Like that's really where you have to start. And that's where I can see like why you guys really succeed is because you're like, I'm putting content out there. This is what I do. I like it. And this is for people. And if they consume it, cool. If not, I'll still keep putting it out there. Right. And eventually, if they catch on, it is what it is. But like, that's the main thing. If you don't enjoy it, it's a long road. And we talked about this, Jack, like you said, it's a long, lonely road. Like it really is. And if you don't have fun and you don't enjoy it,
underground railroad all over again.
Right, Bill.
I just want to say that. That's where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Jones, tell us what as a content creator you want to see, and to the brands out there, what's your message?
As a content creator, I echo what you guys have said. I really want to see, and not necessarily, well, I'm just gonna say it, the algorithm work more in our favor. There's definite like that. I can go back to drinking the comments on TikTok. I created the hashtag. I wasn't the first person drinking cocktails on TikTok, but I created the hashtag and bucketed in that concept to where people were like, well, how can you drink the comment kind of deal? And there's so many content creators that don't look like me that are in the millions right now, and all they do is the same thing I did. That's the only premise that they did, and the only way that could be the case is the way the algorithm handled the videos, and maybe they're better, but I definitely think that there's some method to that. And what I would like to see from brands is I would love to see more support from brand, whether it's a new brand, whether it's an existing brand, actively, like if it's a big brand, they got a social media team that's out there searching for content creators who's putting content out. Because all these press kits come out, and those press kits go out to big names, but I think they also should allocate, if it's 90% to people who have a massive following, then you need to chip off 10% and send it to some small creators, because those, I know the times that I've received a press kit, a bottle, I was so appreciative of it. It got me so hyped. It was just like just a tiniest bit of acknowledgement and driving force. And if I liked it, I became an advocate for it. And I see a lot of those big brands that you cut me a check, and if you ain't cutting me no check, you might see a little snippet. But if you can, especially like smaller brands, those grassroots processes, when you get someone who supports your brand, then y'all can grow together kind of deal. And I know it's hard because you got to work even harder to find us. Because I just, when Jack brought us all together, I tried to make an effort to go in and follow everybody. And then when I'm traveling and moving around, those are my times to go back and try and watch content to try and follow. But now you got to try and support your brothers and sisters out there and keep doing content on top of all the other stuff that's going on. But I want to see more support from the brands and definitely more work on these algorithms, because I know people love our content.
Yeah,
it's just that it's got to go out in front of people.
Absolutely, Judge.
Yeah,
tell us something.
No, I'll say a couple of things. I'll say the first one is regarding the algorithms. I mean, I know Jason and I spent many nights on the phone just looking at the analytics. He's actually the one who put me onto it. We started looking at the analytics, diving into it, trying to figure out what's the difference of our channels versus other channels out there, even other channels that have historically had, like at that point in time, similar number of subscribers. And yeah, there definitely is a disconnect. And obviously, I don't think anyone knows exactly what it is, but there's definitely a disconnect from that standpoint. But in terms of what I would like to see, and I think Jones, man, you hit a lot on it. I'll say this though, from your point, Jack, in terms of Black-owned brands, I think in the future, it's nice having one, let's call it your first, initial bottle. But maybe the best solution is just to diversify a little bit and have, rather than just like an 80 proof as like the first, Black-owned type of a, let's call it whiskey entry proof, maybe have an 80, a 90, and or even 100, right? Just various different proof points, so that again you're able to kind of scale up. You're able to attract a wider audience, even a lot of us that are whiskey YouTubers and so forth, just so you can attract a wider audience of individuals that might enjoy your products, regardless of your customers' backgrounds and demographics, so you can be more successful in your own right. Put more, in my opinion, more various quality, quantity type of products out there. That would be my recommendation.
All right, baby kids, what's happening?
So, I mean, honestly, you know what? Honestly,
coming for us.
Yeah, it's wild, man. So you know, Bud and I were just talking, and I think for us, you know, but like what we are big on one thing, and I think this is an example of it. We believe in us. I think before, you know, just like how back in the day when we used to try to make money with the blessing loom, where we used to, you know, pass money around to each other, how we should take care of one another. I think that the stronger that we are as content creators together, when it comes to, you know, passing information, sharing knowledge, sharing, you know, like when I, like one funny thing we just really just talking about, I was like, you know what? Have I ever really said that, oh man, I just saw a brand new bottle that was fresh, you know, fresh to the market. It's 3 bottles. To be like, well, let me grab one for my show because I know I need to get it out there for content. But then boom, I got a group chat that I can hit out and say, look, I got 3 bottles of this sitting in front of me right now. Who needs it so they can put it up on their channel, right? To be able to say, hey, I need it, and boom, grab it and then get that out to you all so we can get that information up, because I know that we're all in the same market and we want to put out content as quickly as possible. I know for us as a smaller channel, we get views if there's not a lot of people who are reviewing that bottle, right? I believe like one time we were like the only channel that had like the Stag 17, like the Stag Junior Batch 17 for like weeks. But then the moment that like a mainstream channel got it after weeks, their views went to the thousands in a moment, right? Versus it took us weeks and weeks and weeks just to get to our highest view ever, right? So even that, you know, just building the internal community, because that goes right back to what we've always known, right? When we were pushed out of a certain market, that we built the market for ourselves, and then it became mainstream. So just even in that spirit, I think that's how I know for myself and what we were talking about, something that we would love to see enhance more just within content creation, just us. And then for, you know, brands, you know, we resonate with everybody else. We would love to see more of these, you know, distilleries, bottle makers reach out to us, because just like these radio shows where they know they want to funnel through these radio shows that, like I said, back to when our original, that chitlin circuit, you come through us because you say you want to market to us. Well, we're marketing to our people as well as other, you know, other markets. So come see about us, right? It's if you say that you care about us, then come through us, right? I push my HBCU roots because I don't just see it as a Black college. I see it as a responsibility to come through my HBCU roots and then go on to other predominantly other, you know, other institutions to show that, hey, I'm also competitive in those markets as well.
Not even just that though, not to cut you off, but I will say, so Jack, we talked about this when we were just chopping it up on the episode that you came on. People do underestimate the influence, the amount of knowledge, the years that we have as a people in the game. Fred Minnick, I follow him. He's whiskey advocate. He is one of the utmost authorities in the whiskey game. But I will say, I'm a sports guy, and recently I watched one of his shows. He had Russ Smith on his show. He's a former Louisville, Kentucky basketball player. But like Fred, when he first was talking to him, he's like, you know, I knew Russ. He was a basketball player. But then I sat and I started, you know, sipping whiskey with him. And I was like, wow, this guy really has a really good palate. But it was his initial, like, I think he kind of undersold, you know, didn't think that he could do this, even though he grew up in, you know, that atmosphere. And now he has his own brand. And he was like, Russ has, you know, a really good palate. And all it took was a second for him to sit down, chop it up with him. That's where I think we need to be in. Like, we have to be able to get in these spaces. And like one thing I will say that Jason and Brandy, when they actually sat down, had a episode with
Math and drum.
Drum, but like
Yep.
everyone was like, "Wow, Jason and Brandy." Like I like these two, like everything that they're bringing, but I didn't know anything about them until they were on the show. Like you just need that initial like crack. All I need is a crack. The door's cracked open. I'll kick it down. Like that's what we need. Like and from there, it was on. Like that's the main thing. We need to get out in front of people. They see us.
I'm glad you put it in the PC word, but
yeah,
here's how I'm gonna close the show. And I'm gonna put it this way, and I would take the hit for all of y'all. The one thing black people always need, and because we all black people on this channel, is an opportunity. We're never afraid of hard work. I like to remind that to everybody. If there's one thing I can for sure say for all of you guys on this channel, is I see you work hard every day. I cannot turn on TikTok without seeing Jones' face, drinking the comment, clinking and drinking him, promoting the CWS thing that he has, commenting about somebody doing something somewhere. I know his ass is tired, boy. He lost his voice, but still out here creating content. Right? Hard work. Hard work is something we never afraid of. From our ancestors, from the boat in Africa all the way to America. If there's one thing we're not afraid of, is hard work. So that's one thing I like to remind every brand out there.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a content creator that's there fucking up for the people, make sure I know, because I'll be the first one to talk shit about him. But I know something about minority content creator is that we're not afraid of hard work, especially, and I'm gonna put this very, very in clear word, especially when you're paying us our worth.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're paying us our worth. So to all the brands out there, I want to remind something. I have to say I've been lucky. I've been lucky enough that I've been around people, and I understood being a business owner that I have to start my journey by shaking hand, kissing baby, going there and meeting those people so an opportunity can open for me. Today I work with Fred Minnick, the Heaven Hill deal with Afrofusion, and working with other small brand out there. But I had to go and meet them. I had to go and shake hand. I had to go and present myself and say, maybe if y'all know me and I do a good enough work, any person coming after me, y'all can give him an opportunity. That's the mindset I walk into places with. I'm impressed y'all so good, y'all need to look for another motherfucker like me when you need an opportunity. Now let me comes to, as a content creator, my biggest frustration is YouTubers. I'm gonna make it very clear. 75, the number here is 75. 75 emails is what I sent to all the YouTubers that's in whiskey when I started. I received 10 answers. Out of those 10 answers, 2 years later, only 2 YouTubers asked me to come on their channel. And that is after I was over 10,000 followers on IG. One was Scotch Dummies. Scotch Dummies was the first people that said, you know what, we're not always on IG. Sorry we missed this message. But when we got your email, which was in our junk mail, and you sent that second email, I apologize. What would you like to talk about? Please come to our IG so we can collaborate and create more content. Yeah. Second, Mash and Drum. I don't know what in the Jesus name actually pushed him, but my first email to him, he didn't answer. Maybe I'm big enough now that he actually wanted to help. But the first thing he told me, he said, hey, if you ever message me, I didn't answer, I apologize. But I can tell you clearly that not only I'm down with the Brown, but I'm going to tell you right now that as a content creator, I want to see you succeed. You're not a threat to me. I want to make sure you're here. I will tell you right now, all these content creators on YouTube, and I'm saying this very, very, very clearly, have their own bias towards us, minority content creators. I'm saying this clearly. Sure. There is plenty of people here that y'all follow, y'all see their channel that I even Try to reach out to on a personal base. Reach out to people that are close to them. Say, hey, you have 30,000, you have 50,000 followers.
Yeah.
I would love to do something with you. I would love to, even if it's a 30-minute segment, I would love to do something with you. What do you think they say? I'm gonna get back to you. Some people won't even answer. And the one and I didn't take it as being somebody in sales and being a black man, an immigrant in America. The door have been shut to my face a lot of time. All I tell myself is, you know what? I'm a set. I'm gonna do so well that I can actually look at you and say, fuck you, the day you reach out to me to collaborate. That's why I work hard. I work hard so I can look at those whiskey content creator and say, fuck you. You think now I'm good enough for you to collaborate with. From all those big names to Whiskey Tribe, ATAT Whiskey, all those people, I reach out to every single one of them, motherfucker, personally. And I begged. I didn't even ask. I begged. They love calling our name to say that they're adjacent to us when it make them look good. If you come on any of these people's lives, oh, hey, Jones man, oh, Hood Sommelier. Oh, that's a good guy, man. Oh, man, Hood Sommelier. But never they'll respond to your email. Never do it because they see all us, our skin, and what we do, the good work we put out there as a threat to their joy and their growth and their audience. So we are not good enough to actually collaborate. We are not even good enough for them to reach out. But when you reach out, they don't. So if you think you're only living it on a day-to-day basis in your real life, it's happening in our industry too. It's happening in our industry. And I dare every single, and I'm not saying this to slander anybody, but these are facts that I have, and I have receipts to back this thing up. So we only got us, and I'm gonna push every single one of you. And Jones will tell you, when I got the first opportunity to do a familiarization tour, where I was asked, can you bring 5 small influencers to Kentucky? Not big, small influencers to Kentucky to do a familiarization tour. We'll pay for everything for them to come and actually know about whiskey. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know about Judge at that time. I didn't know who Judge is. I barely knew about Jason and Brandy at that time. I think I saw something that had to do with you. So I thought it was just something you're doing on IG. But I look at your numbers, I'm like, oh, these people are doing pretty good out there. Who is even smaller than them? But I was restricted to a certain amount of people. So I look all around. I say, well, I'm gonna bring someone in a black influencer in cigar. I'm gonna bring one in kitchen. I'm gonna bring Jones, that is the guy of the TikTok of the people that are he love drinking comics. He's not really fancy bougie thing. He just like drinking mixed comic. I'm gonna bring these people, and I brought every single one in Kentucky, and I didn't take credit for it. I said, hey, y'all go out there and have a good old time. Meet this brand, shake their hand. This is so and so. This is so and so. This motherfucker here own all these things. You need to know this guy. Last year at that same time, they had a YouTube convention, whiskey YouTube convention with all these YouTubers. Guess what? No black ass whiskey YouTubers was in that group. Right. You had every single one of them out there that met in Kentucky at Barstown. Not even one of us. And I know because I went to the brands to ask how this happened, right? How this happened, and you had A, B, and C here, and you didn't invite us. And they say, oh, we gave the responsibility to the biggest channel to gather all the people around. And guess what? None of us was called. It was a sea of white milk all around there of all the people that know each other, and they're very comfortable in it, and none of us are. So to all you brands out there, I'm gonna say this as simply as they hate it or love it. Stop hiring people to talk about diversity and inclusion but be intentional in your diversity and inclusion group. That's why I always give a little bit. I have respect for Heaven Hill. Heaven Hill, because when I came up with this idea of Afrofusion whiskey and African food, every brand I reach out to say, "Oh, sound nice. Get back to you." So I want to remind every single one of y'all that do not forget who you are. Do not forget your ancestors' DNA that run deep into you. Do not forget your passion as a content creator. Just know that as hard as you're working, some people are paying attention. And I make y'all a vow that if an opportunity present itself to me, y'all gonna hear from me. Every single one of y'all gonna hear from me. And it's gonna be, who wanna come? Let's go. Because I know what it is like to be shut down. I know what it is like to be forgotten about. I know what it is like to be looked at different in this, and especially from these big YouTubers. It got to the point where, I'll be honest with you, I can't even watch those channels anymore because I know the people behind it are selfish, biased, and borderline racist sometimes. But I don't take it with a grain of salt because I did not come in the name of Black Power. I came in the name of whiskey. I came in the name of education. And I came in the name of bringing people together. So I'm going to create as much of a big of a hood that I can create, from the crackhead to the professional drinker, and bring all of us together so we can have a big old family. So there's a reason why I called this a cookout. I could have called it any sophisticated thing, but I want them to know that Black people are sitting around here drinking spade, eating feather bone, and talking shit if they want to.
Facts.
Because this space is much ours as everybody else's. The algorithm may not be working in our favor. They may not like us where we are. They refuse to collaborate with us. But if you are a white YouTuber in the whiskey industry, you have big numbers, and you actually give us an opportunity. I said it at the beginning. Hard work we're never afraid of. All we ask for is an opportunity. Give us a chance. Give us an opportunity to show you that we can give good content, if not better than you, to show you that this is a gate to make you look good as much as making us look good. So y'all remember that as you go forth and be great, that you got people around you. All of y'all know my line was open. All of y'all know my email. I'm never afraid to, if anybody asks for a favor, a connection, because the one thing I know is no one can do it like I do it. So no one can do it like Brandy and Jason. No one can do it like you drink it. So it's not because the brand is interested in y'all that I'm going to turn around and say, oh, why not me? No, make your bread, boo-boo. Make your coin. As a matter of fact, I'll be the first one to tell you, you better charge double because you worth it. You're worth it. So to Jones, to Judge, to Bud, Hill, all of y'all in here, I want to thank y'all for taking your Saturday evening on this Black Ass History Month. Coming here.
We thank you, man. We thank you.
And enjoying this amazing conversation. Y'all know that I'm your biggest advocate, and I'm gonna be here talking about y'all even when the cameras are off. I'm gonna be here talking about y'all. And if an opportunity present itself, y'all will be the same way I reach out to y'all. Y'all will be part of my list as well. Absolutely. I'm gonna make sure we go out there, and if we're gonna bring the whole Zamunda with us, we bring in the whole Zamunda with us. So to every single one of you, I want to say cheers. I want to thank every one of y'all for coming. I appreciate every single one of y'all.
Much love, man.
We are here.
Judge,
we ain't going nowhere.
Let us know.
Absolutely, you know it, man. You know it. Hey, hit me up. We gotta plan a little sip over there at Drug City, man.
100%.
We gotta do it,
man.
Hey, cheers, y'all.
Cheers, family.
Click and drink 'em.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, see y'all later.
Nah, man.